see everyone. What a beautiful gospel today for Mother's Day. I couldn't think of a more appropriate one. Just a beautiful, beautiful gospel. Jesus likes to shake things up. And there's nothing wrong with that. He really does. And he never says the same thing twice. Sometimes he's like a Red Sox pitcher. Sometimes it's a slow pitch, and sometimes a real fast pitch right across the plate in the same game. Jesus gives his final instructions to his disciples, and the first one is a floater. It's an easy one. It's like playing softball, right? He gives it to Peter. Peter knocks it way out of the park because it's love one another. Well, that's great. I can handle that. Peter can handle that. We all can handle that. Jesus gives his final instructions, and he changes his pitch. In the next sentence, in the very, very next sentence, he starts bringing on the heat, and it's heavy. Greater love has no one than this, that one lays his life down for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. How did you like that fastball? Wow, that's a real fastball, right over the plate. More than likely, you're not going to be asked in your lifetime at all to step in front of a moving train for a friend. But there are everyday ways, small ways, you can lay down your life for your friends. In the era of texting endlessly, and Facebooking or on Facebook, we've lost our ability to truly, I believe, connect with one another. It's nearly impossible to be vulnerable through social media or texting yes and no, and you really can't get a flavor of the other person in texting like you can in person. And a lot of times, I know it's happened to me, someone has sent me a text, and I look at it and I say, what the hell is this? What does he mean by this? I'll be damned. What is this? And then you talk to them on the phone and they didn't mean what they said. They just meant it as this. And you go, oh, that's what it is. Oh my God, I'm sorry for that. And that happens so many times. That's why I don't text a whole lot. I text probably with my sister Sheila more than anyone, and it's yes and no. I don't like to, and once in a while I throw in a maybe. But texting is not, we've lost our ability really to connect. And we need that connection with each other. If you look at a rope, right? We have rope all over our boat, and it's easier to see it because the ropes on a boat are pretty big, to hold it. And I know Ava and Tom have a beautiful, beautiful boat, and the ropes are like this. Well, that rope is not just two. It's nice if you get two strands together. Makes it pretty stable. But ropes like that hold these 45-foot boats are hundreds of strands of rope interwoven together. And the more that we interweave our lives with one another, the stronger we become. We need each other, is basically what I'm saying, and what Jesus is saying. To lay down your life, you must have something to give, though. You have to have something to give if you're going to lay your life down. Do you have something to give? This passage today is asking you to give your best to those who are around you. Not to do the impossible, but just your best. Try to do your best, nothing more, nothing less. Even Jesus himself, through the gospel, sets boundaries. And don't be afraid to set boundaries with people. Jesus many times would tell the disciples, hey, get me a boat so I can get out of here real quick. You have to understand that Jesus, as a human, got tired. Jesus, as a human, needed rest. Jesus, as a human, was much like you and I. Exactly like you and I, except sin. So he set boundaries, and he could only handle so much healing in one day, so many miracles in one day, and he needed to get away. He needed to get away from it all. And don't be afraid to cry uncle and say, I've had it, this is enough, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go off, and be still for a little while. It's actually pretty healthy when you think of it. But as I said, small sacrifices for the greater good of your neighbor is what Jesus is talking about when he says, lay down your life for each other. Giving of your time, your expertise, your talent, sometimes your money, sometimes yesterday, like Abe was drawn, is laying down your life. However, when it comes to time and giving it away, it's probably that being present in that moment is probably the most precious thing that you're going to give anyone. You know that with your kids. You can give your kids a Mercedes. It doesn't mean a damn thing. Number one, they know how to drive it. But giving your presence to them is everything. They just want to hang out sometimes, right? They just want to be with you. They just want you to hold them when they're very, very small. Sometimes they want you to feed them. And that's all right, that's great. Giving your time is the most precious thing that we do for anyone. Being present, there's nothing like it. Have you ever been around someone or you hear them maybe speak on television and you feel so energized? And that person was really interested in your life. Hang with those people, those who give you energy. The ones that don't give you energy, leave them go. As Jesus said, take your sandals, it says it in another gospel, not today, take your sandals and knock the dust off them and keep going. Keep going. In our friendships, arguments happen in the best of friendships because we don't give one another the benefit sometimes of the doubt. Arguments are going to come in friendships, especially long friendships. And for some reason, we are hurt and wonder what we must have done to offend our friend. Loving your neighbor can sometimes mean just cutting them a little bit of slack. Just giving them a little space, a little bit of slack. You don't know what's going on inside them, what's percolating inside them. I know I have some days I wake up, today was one of them. I had an awful dream. I can't even tell you what it was. But I had an awful dream, and it scared. I got up in the middle of about 3 o'clock in the morning and went, oh my God, am I really living this? And then I realized, oh, it's just a dream. But as I went back to sleep, I kept thinking of that dream over and over again, and it was very, very, very scary. For some reason, we do get hurt, even in a dream, and that's what happened in last night's dream. And we wonder what we've done to offend. All we can do at that point is wait, and wait patiently for our friend. Lay your friendship down for your friends. Have you ever had a conversation that if it goes bad, it might end the whole friendship? I have. I can tell you that, and I bet everyone here has as well. That's where we have to just give it a little bit of time, and it'll come back. If we don't do that, maybe we were never friends to begin with. So just give time, let time pass. As Christians, we are called to dream. Not just to dream ourselves, but to dream together. And we're called to dream big, really big. I don't think we as Christians dream big enough. I'm not talking about the prosperity gospel, where if you follow the commandments, you're going to get everything you want. But I think as Christians, we really need to dream big. The prophet Joel was a big dreamer from the Old Testament. He was a man who dreamed dreams and he saw visions. You see the possibility in your friends' lives and push them a little bit now and then toward their dream. Help them with their dream. One of the ways that you can do this is to take the best of our lives and share it with others. Share with one another. Sometimes that sharing helps them on and fulfills their dream. Let's dream together of something big. If you are a Christian, I hope the greatest thing that has ever happened to you in your life is having a relationship with Jesus. Nothing better than that. And he gives us a couple of things. He said, love one another as I have loved you, and love God with all your heart, with all your mind, and with all your soul. The rest of it's fluff another. If you can do those two things, you've got it down. You really have it down. The rest is just commentary. Jesus today throws us a fastball. He does. He throws it. He puts the heat on. He challenges us to be true Christian friends to one another, laying our lives down as a pathway to true and lasting friendship. So as you lay your lives down for others, may you see that you receive back 100 times fold. You will receive. The more, it's crazy, but the more that you give, the more that you will receive. And I never believed this until I was probably in my 50s. But the more you give, the more you'll get. And it's a crazy thing because we want to kind of hoard things. Oh, I need that. Do you really need that? Oh my God. Half the things that we acquire, do we really need? Oh my goodness. I don't need a third. Really, I don't need a third. Ask the Amazon guy. Amen?